Hello everyone! My name is Rachel and I work for Madison Audubon, and I am so excited to be here today. Our last week of summer camp is all about insects. If you want to check out our Forces of Nature summer camp, all of the information is on the Madison Audubon website under the Education tab. All activities are free. We are nearing the end of our first session, but you can join us for round 2 starting next week. I want to dive in today to one of the super important processes that insects take part in: pollination! Plants need to pollinate in order to reproduce and survive. They can pollinate by wind, water, or their own mechanical devices. So some plants can kind of like shoot themselves without any help at all. But many depend on animals for pollination. And why should we care about it? Well, many of the things that we eat are dependent on animal pollination. And so it's a really important part of our lives. Animals called pollinators transfer pollen from one flower to another. Sometimes, and only sometimes, this results in those flowers being pollinated, or the creation of seeds. I'm choosing to talk about flowers and pollination this week since so many insects are pollinators. Other animals can also pollinate plants, like birds and bats. But there are lots of different types of insects that are pollinators. We have our bees, our butterflies, moths, beetles, flies, and more. Some pollinators are specialists, meaning they only visit a specific type or types of flowers. Others are generalists, which means they visit all sorts of different types of flowers. You will see examples of both specialists and generalists today. We are going to explore some insects and the flowers that they pollinate. Little did you know that today, right now, you are in the audience of a brand new game show called Will You Be My Flower? I am your host, Rosie Rachel, and though I have some beautiful blooms, watch out, 'cause I might be a thorn in your side. All right. Let me bring out our contestants for today. Hailing from Eastern North America, this is the Eastern Tiger Swallowtail. They are a yellow and black butterfly, commonly found in southern Wisconsin from May to September. Next up, our oldest pollinator, the Tumbling flower beetle. This beetle dates back to the Mesozoic period. You may see this beetle tumbling when it's startled. Third in line might be our most difficult to please. Let's get a bit up for the squash bee. The squash bee is a solitary bee, and it may fall asleep on a flower after it eats for a nice little siesta. Finally, may I introduce the pesky but short-lived fungus gnat. The fungus gnat is named for the food source of its larval stage, but the adult fungus gnat is seeking a flower to eat from. Now that we have met all of our contestants, let's talk about how this show works. We have 4 contestants and 4 flowers. Each contestant will match with 1 flower. It's up to you, the audience, to decide which insect matches which flower. First off, we have Jack in the pulpit, the squash blossom, the magnolia, and echinacea, the purple coneflower. These are our 4 available flowers that need pollinating. Let's hear a little bit more about each of our flowers. First off, we have Jack in the pulpit. This flower is dark purple and has been known to smell like a combination of skunk and garlic. It has a trap-like shape to catch its pollinators, but don't worry, sometimes they escape. Squash blossom is bright yellowy orange flower that produces, you guessed it, squash. Squash blossom has a flowery smell, is totally tubular, produces a plentiful nectar, and is open during the day. Next up, magnolia. Magnolia is an ancient blossom. This magnolia is white in color, opens like a bowl, smells pretty sweet, and is open during the day. Lots of diurnal flowers on our show today. And last but not least, echinacea. The purple coneflower is a beautiful bloom that often grows in clumps. It has a nice landing zone on its cone and keeps nectar hidden. Let's hear it for our flowers. All right, I will bring up the contestants one by one, and you will vote over the comments. Vote for the flower you think this pollinator is most likely to land on. As you vote, I will give clues as to what type of flower each pollinator desires. It's time to play. Will you be my flower? Let's bring up our first contestant. It's the squash bee. Make your votes for the squash bee now. Could it be Jack in the pulpit, the purple coneflower, magnolia, or the squash blossom? This one is pretty difficult. Squash bee here is longing for a brightly colored yellow flower full of nectar that smells nice and sweet. They need a landing platform, a tubular shape, and a flower that is open during the day. Ding, 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 ding! Believe it or not, the squash bee hangs out in the squash blossom! Let's place our squash bee in the squash blossom now. There we go. That pollinator and that flower are both happy. See if you can catch the squash bee taking a nap after a nice meal. Next contestant, the eastern tiger swallowtail. Which flower is calling for the butterfly to land? Is it the Jack in the pulpit, the magnolia, or the purple coneflower? Send in your votes. Oh, we have a vote in. While I'm waiting for the rest of the votes to come in, I will tell you a little bit more about the eastern tiger swallowtail. This butterfly is a generalist, so it's not a one-flower-fits-all kind of insect. They are looking for a flower who grows in clusters, provides a nice landing platform, is brightly colored, makes a lot of nectar and keeps it hidden, and is open during the day. Ding, 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 ding! Out of the flowers shown today, it is the purple coneflower, where you will most likely find an eastern tiger swallowtail. Look at that butterfly folks, look at those flowers. They are both quite happy. It is time for our third contestant, and it's coming down to the last two flowers. Welcome, the Tumbling Flower Beetle. Get in your votes, folks. Does this beetle match with the Jack in the Pulpit or the Magnolia? Let me know what you think. Tumbling flower beetles help pollinate flowers that evolved before there were bees. This beetle is searching for a flower that is bowl-shaped, white or green, strongly fruity in smell, large and open during the day. Ding, 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 ding. This tumbling flower beetle matches with the Magnolia. That's right. These two things evolved together so that the Magnolia could be pollinated back before the time of bees. I'm placing the beetle in the Magnolia flower. How cool is that? Alright. Well, we don't really need to vote for this one, but if you still can, you are welcome to vote. It's the final contestant. The fungus gnat. They desire a flower that is pale or dark purple in color, that has an unpleasant odor to humans, that produces lots of pollen, and has a tubular or trap-like shape. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know how you guessed it, but it is the Jack in the Pulpit. Look at that trap-like shape. We have another specialist on our hands. This fungus gnat loves the Jack in the Pulpit. So check it out if you want to see some tiny insect friends. Let's thank all our contestants for playing. Well, folks, that's all today from Will You Be My Flower? Thank you for joining me on this game show. Wow, thanks for being a part of my game show today. I hope that you see some pollinators this week and the rest of the summer and into the fall, and that you enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Madison Audubon on Facebook or via email. Thank you all for your participation. Bye!